Hey guys, thanks for sending in all of the questions that you sent in. As you might imagine, a lot of them are around the same topic. I wonder what that topic could be. All right, here's the deal. My favorite phrasing of the question I've gotten in a couple of different ways is from Sam B. Thank you, Sam. Sam B asks, how's the apocalypse treating you? Great question. It's weird, right? It's treating me weird. You feeling that way? How are you feeling? How's the apocalypse treating you? Did you get that thing taken care of? Did you do that thing you're supposed to do? It's weird. But let me tell you right now that it's okay for it to be weird. I'm not here to tell you not to feel a certain way. I mean, look, you know what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to do the social distancing. You're supposed to take a minute and be nice. This is really important. You're supposed to take a minute, check on your neighbors, make some phone calls. My wife Jenny is making bread for everybody in the neighborhood because that's what she does, right? You know you're supposed to do those things. But when you're done doing all those and things are kind of still and quiet, and we're getting a lot of still and quiet lately, the question isn't really what am I supposed to do, but how am I supposed to feel? And so I'm telling you right now that it's okay to feel weird about the whole thing. It's okay to feel a little bit brittle, right? Because the whole status quo has been challenged. The things that we think are important, I define myself by my 9 to 5 and I can't go there now, right? We're having to question a lot of things. And this is like a cosmic version of, boy, that meeting really could have been an email. That thing that I thought was important wasn't. At least not in the way that I thought. And that's what it's causing us to do. That weirdness is actually pretty great. I mean, think about it. What's left over when everything superfluous is gone? You have had any number of apocalypses, if that's the plural of it. You've had any number of them in your life. That time when the thing you thought defined you, that job that made you who you were, that relationship, that thing you owned that made you cool, that kind of thing. You've had those moments in your life where that thing is gone. The car got stolen, the job fell through, the relationship kind of petered out, whatever it was. You know what happens when you think this outer thing defines you and that outer thing goes away. It's okay to grieve about that. And I want you to know that in this moment, it's okay to grieve the things that you thought were important are gone. It's okay that things are challenged and you're not sure what to do. It's okay to grieve that. But just like all of those little apocalypses that you had, this big one is a moment to feel through it, to feel sad if you want to feel sad, if you need that. That's okay. That's awesome. Because it's a feeling, right? But after a while, you get done feeling that way and you realize, oh, wait a minute. That thing is gone and I'm still here. I guess it wasn't the truth about me. And that's part of the lesson. If it can be taken away, it ain't the truth about you. Now, sometimes that removal process can be painful, but sometimes it's only as painful as our holding on to it necessitates because it's got to be taken away. In a way, it's beautiful that Mother Nature has sent us all to our rooms for being jerks. You've seen in social media that there's environmental things. There's dolphins in Venice. There's things that are starting to come back. And yes, it's a heck of a price, but what happens when we get out of the way a little bit? And interesting, there's a lesson there, right? What happens in your life when you get out of the way a little bit? When the status quo gets challenged, when we can't do the things that we have to do, we're left with, well, what do I want to do? What's really important? There's something beautiful about all of that when we're left to question it. The word apocalypse doesn't mean what people think it means. The word apocalypse doesn't mean the end of anything except the end of a flawed perception. Did you know that? The word apocalypse literally means the uncovering, the revealing. That apocalypse book in the Bible, the book of Revelation, that means to reveal. In other words, I see. That's the feeling that we come to after a while. Sometimes we got to grieve through it and anger through it and hurt through it and all that. That's fine. But at the end of the day, what we're left with is an I could have had a V8 moment where we realize something that's been there all along. It's just that it was covered up by something. An apocalypse is an uncovering. We've had little ones. Now we're facing a big one together, and that's the point. We're facing it together. As it turns out, one of the things that's really important about all of this is that we are doing this in the context of everybody else. What a great reminder that we really are all in this together. That's the point. You're not alone Find a way to reach out to somebody. Find a way to just sit and be with the people you love. If you can't be with them physically, find ways to reach out. If you can't find ways to reach out for whatever reason, think a good thought. Feel through this. There's ways to connect, right? Find those things and realize that, you know what, the only thing that's important here isn't the job. It's the person. It isn't the house. It's the love. Those little decisions make you a better person. And that's part of the thing too. I think that in years to come, we're going to remember this the way that previous generations maybe look back at living through a war or living through a catastrophe. And the people who made it through did so because they let it make them stronger. They found ways. They scraped together. They did the things. And they worked with each other for something bigger than themselves, which is always the lesson. So what's bigger than you that you can find right now? How's the apocalypse treating you? Well, Sam, it's weird, but it's also wonderful. Because I am determined that I will look back at these moments and go, you know what? I use the opportunity to finish my book, which I'm working on. I use this opportunity to really be next to the people I'm next to. I use this opportunity to question some things that I forgot to question because I got nothing left to do. There's no more jigsaw puzzles in the house, you know? Find the opportunity that you can look back at this and say, you know what, it was weird, but I got smarter. I really felt through some things. I worked through some things. I grew up a little bit. That's what this is about. Yes, this is a very serious moment. Take it seriously. Do the right thing. But remember too, in the midst of this seriousness, that love is very serious. And remember with me that love wins. You got this. Thanks for sending the questions and keep them coming. You know how to do that. Find me on social media. Send me an email. Do all those things. And most of all and best of all, tweet or Instagram with the hashtag AskDieter. I'll be watching. Watch out for each other.